everybody for this new episode, a new great interview here in New Guernica. And this beautiful thing that we have is still Chief and Out. For today, we're going to talk with Craig Mcwhynney. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. You have very extended history here in Melbourne about the electronic music scene, but more involved in techno.
Techno since the start. So I started playing, I'm going to say 23 years ago.
Yes, we have a lot of history here. This is very interesting for us. Yeah,
there's a lot.
So how do you start? How has it been like in your life when you hear this first weird music for you? Maybe to say, what is this? So how do you get involved?
Mine was an interesting journey. I played drums and I was in like different sorts of bands, jazz fusion, metal bands and stuff like that when I was a late teenager. And then around when I turned 20, I started getting into some more electronic music, like Chemical Brothers, like Tricky, stuff like that. Sort of more kind of electronic and hip hop and stuff. And then the first time I heard techno was, I think in '99, I went to there was these big parties they had at the Docks in Melbourne, and Jeff Mills was playing. So I went and saw Jeff Mills. And the first techno introduction was seeing Jeff Mills in a big shed, and blew my head off. And then I started going to record shops because that was the only place you could get techno or listen to techno. And I started buying records, and then I wanted turntables to be able to listen to the records, so I sold my drum kit and I bought turntables. And within about a year, I was just DJing in my bedroom pretty regularly. We were going to nightclubs. My girlfriend and I. She was my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife now. And we used to go to this club called Focus, run by Mike Callender. And we went regularly, and he put me on because he heard I'd given him some demo CDs back in the day when you played all vinyl.
All right.
You record your demos onto CD.
Yes, very interesting. That's what I ask, but this is one of the questions that I have. Like in all these years that you've been playing, that I assume you see a lot of changes in the technology.
Huge changes. So I mean, it was pretty consistent for the first, 10 years. 10 years. Pretty much everybody played vinyl. CDJs started to arrive in clubs. They weren't like they are now with displays and pitch controls like that. There was more like jog wheels and little slots to put your CDs in. And I didn't play. I resisted playing CDs for a long time. And it wasn't until Sam McEwen and I started doing a radio show on Kiss FM on Tuesday nights that playing brand new music regularly I could only afford to do that if I was playing CDs. Rather than buying new I actually was buying loads of new records every week, but it just became too expensive. So around that time I started playing CDs, and then it was really quick. I just kind of transitioned to playing CDs straight away. Yeah. Just because around that time, turntables stopped being as well kept in the clubs, and CDJs became more front and center because everybody was playing them. So I just kind of naturally migrated.
Things changed, yes. It changed.
And then it went from CDs to USB sticks.
Easy. Now you go to the party like this.
Yeah.
With a bag.
I still carry like it feels weird just walking in with a little zip bag. So I like to carry my headphones. I've got like a DJ bag thing that I bring. But then once USB sticks came in, because techno's for me was always about playing new music, fresh music. And I always try and present new, fresh music that I'm into. So
and makes sense if you're being drummer. The techno have these drama things like very
and
intense
also
to it.
I was always annoyed in clubs when you go to clubs every week and DJs would play the same music for months and months and months and months.
Yeah, it happened.
And for me, the best moments in techno, at least, were when I didn't know what the track was, but it blew my head off, and then I needed to find the track. So. I just always try and play new things that I found.
Yeah, this is a good one actually. This is one of I think that the people is very into it in the music or go to dancing or DJs. is find the new things, or being surprised actually when you go to hear something or the new nice, or maybe technique where they can mix things. Oh my God, how to do that?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
exactly. And I mean, not just techniques, but it's mostly always been about the tracks themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's some DJs who'll just play loops across like 4 CDJs, and they all sync them now as well, which they can do amazing stuff with it. But I'm a little more traditional. I just kind of like to find the good tracks that are good to me and just mix them together. It's kind of a little simpler. I don't sync. I just kind of try and keep the mix alive, which can, gets a little messy sometimes. But
you have the ear like a vinyl.
Yeah, that's right.
You have the same spirit for DJing.
Goes back to that whole thing of touching the music to get it in time and being connected to the music through your hands. I think, I don't know, there's something about the body and the ears working together to keep the beat going that makes it exciting for me,
Yeah, amazing. And Melbourne has always been like that, very into it in the electronic music on the night parties, something like that?
Yeah, it was, techno was huge here in the 90s. I think it was Luke Slater who produced under a few names, Planetary Assault Systems. He's still around now. Luke Slater, he did some more commercial kind of electro music. And he called Melbourne in the 90s Techno City for the world. But then around 2000 it dipped and trance became more fashionable. So it's always gone through the dips and waves. And then the music itself changed. It went more minimal, it went more housey. Yeah. Then it went hard techno again, and then it went into just the techno I like, which is kind of what I played upstairs. And now it's gone all hard and fast again. So it's just always changing.
Yeah, but the waves going on, no?
Yeah, it continues.
But you have a very, I don't know how to say, maybe knowledge people there in UK. You're very popular there. I don't know. I can tell you who told me this.
Who told you?
I can tell you that. But your music is very popular. Do you have big kind of knowledge there, like in the techno scene in UK?
Yeah, I know a few people in the UK. But, I also, I've produced for the last, I'm going to say 15 years. And I've released music for the last 10 years. Not under my, at first under my own name, but I was doing kind of house music to begin with. And then when I sort of switched to just going into techno, because that's where I'd been techno and I wanted to go back to it, I chose a new name, and I've kind of been releasing under that name since.
All right, this is a good thing about electronic music. You can make whatever you want actually. If you change the name and you invert your letters, you can play house with the other name. The other one.
That's it. You've got the studio. It's pretty much. I'm sort of part of that. I like that anonymous vibe when it comes to producing. Like when I'm looking for music, sure, I want to play some tracks by some big names. Like Oscar Malaro is one of my favorite. He makes amazing music. I want to play his music. But then I like finding tracks by people that nobody knows. And when you play them, people are like, what the hell's this track? So I like that kind of anonymous vibe, and having, producers having multiple aliases, and you don't know whether it's them or not. That's cool. I like that stuff.
Yeah, of course. This is very cool, actually. And you can be surprised, actually. Oh, I know this guy, but I don't know the name. It's a different thing.
Exactly. It's amazing. It's the music's pretty similar to each other, but it's maybe it's just a little more atmospheric, or it's a little harder or something, and they just change their name. It's cool. Yeah. I like it.
What do you think about the future of music? I don't know. I don't know if to say like music as well, or techno, because everything is gonna be changed, but not at all actually, because always back again and mix new things, but then have a particular different thing. I don't know. It's very weird the music, but
it's the cycles are weird.
About the new technology that we have, like EA, something like that. I don't know. Internet is very old now.
Well, there's
the new thing.
The music that I'm really into now. Most of it's made with hardware, with modular hardware, and that's taken techno into a really kind of trippy place. And deeper as well. But the music that's popular in clubs seems to be harder and faster and more ravey. And I think that'll break soon, and it'll probably go back towards deeper music. I think deeper music will be popular again, and then it'll probably start to get harder and harder and harder. It's just the generations. It's like when they're 18, they like it with more energy, but when they're 27, they like it a little more chill.
Yeah,
and then the next generation comes through. It goes up, it goes
and then
down.
you have the 40s again, and then you go faster again.
That's it. I think. Yeah. I mean, who knows though, right? There's the TikTok generation. There's Twitch. There's so many different avenues for people to present their music, and they can do whatever they want. It's not always reliant on a club to support them to be able to have a music career. So you see a lot of experimentation and cross-pollination of different styles of music. Doesn't always work in my opinion, but it's happening and people are just doing it out of their bedrooms. It's good.
Yeah, it's a set. Okay, thank you very much, Craig, for this. Do you want to talk more? I don't know.
I think I need to go home and see my wife.
Thank you very much for these words, for sharing your history about behind the music. Actually, this is one of the things that we like, get involved and know what's happened before for all these new waves, you know. So thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for all the people there.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me questions. It's great to be here.
Thank you, Craig. See you next time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you in the next time.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Ouch.